Welcome back to a Tomboy Reacts. I'm a Tomboy and this is my reaction channel. Hello again. Today on tap we have How Disney Controlled Raven Symone. She Needed to Escape by Patrick CC, the homie. Y'all know I love Patrick videos. So let's just get right on to this. Let's go.
She was on the Forbes list before her first kiss.
She was on the Forbes list before her first kiss. What they call that, a huge flex.
Symone redefined the Disney Channel. At one point, she was the Disney Channel.
Yeah,
they invested so much into her because of her incredible talent and her loyalty. But like all Disney stars, she was trained what to say in interviews.
Yep. Miley Cyrus, Victoria Justice, what the world is the famous singer, Lord, don't give me flack for this, but Ariana Grande, all them.
How to dress, told what she could and couldn't eat.
No,
they
it's a hot
told her
dog.
at one point her skin was getting too dark, and
you know they had that debate.
She needed to change.
What?
Working in the industry since a child finally reached a tipping point until she needed to break the restraints of Disney and take her life into her own hands. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
2 years old was when Raven started working. Her parents would push her around in a stroller, and people would think that Raven was a doll, not a human.
Whoa. You know what? People used to tell my mom that about me. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. She looks like a baby doll.
Insinuating that she was near perfect looking. Atlanta's Young Faces Incorporated was the agency her parents contacted. She was immediately getting advertising jobs for big brands.
Yeah, that was a pretty big agency back then.
Daddy and Mommy, everybody.
With opportunities booming in New York City, her family uprooted there and signed with the Ford Modeling Company. The Cosby Show. 1989. 4-year-old Raven noticed her mother infatuated with Rudy. She said, "Mom, I can do what Rudy does." She started acting and mimicking Rudy on the TV. Ford got her an audition for a role in the movie Ghost Dad, starring Bill Cosby, but she was too young for the part. Highly impressed by her
come on now, too young for the part. Y'all got doggone 30-year-old people out here playing 15-year-olds on movies. Y'all talking about she too young for the part. Come on now.
At such a young age, Bill wanted her on his own show. The character Olivia Kendall was created. The Cosby Show's depiction of a successful black family was groundbreaking for an American TV show in the 80s.
One of the first.
The Huxtables were loving, positive people who respected their kids and respected others. Bill Cosby hoped to...
And they didn't play into stereotypes too much.
Advance race relations in America and reverse black stereotypes.
Exactly.
Whether or not he was successful is up for debate, and his recent sexual assault crimes could have permanently tarnished his reputation.
True.
But there is no debate that millions of people,
I believe it already has,
of all races love The Cosby Show. Raven and Bill's chemistry was unmatched.
He was the man.
She stole everyone's heart when she was introduced.
No, you don't. Everybody knows that the stork brings the baby.
Oh, that's so cute.
Raven acted in the last 3 seasons of the show, where every episode debuted to roughly 29 million people. The
29 million.
Cosby Show earned $2.5 billion over its lifetime.
Ooh.
Even if she had a bad contract, chances are she still made huge money
Big
from that
bucks.
show. However, she doesn't remember a thing.
You know what? That's usually what happened. Either whether it's trauma or it's just what they call kid brain. You usually don't remember a lot of stuff from your, not adolescence, but like your toddler stage. You usually don't remember a lot.
I don't remember a scene. I don't remember.
And that's crazy, because it was a lot
anything
of episodes.
It's a rehearsal or a camera.
Raven has maybe 3 distinctive memories of her time on that show, and one of them is how the food smelled on set. Later on in life, she learned of her dissociative disorder. She essentially blacks out when she's acting and autopilots her way through her performances.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And then she was doing such a great job. That's crazy.
Instinctively on how she was trained. I was not taken advantage of by Mr. Cosby when I was on The Cosby Show. I was practically a baby on that show, and this is truly a disgusting rumor that I want no part of. Everyone on that show treated me with nothing but kindness.
Say hello to Webflow, the world's most powerful all-in-one design platform.
Webflow. There you go,
Yes.
Patrick.
Now keep me out of
Web
this.
flow.
In 2014, sexual misconduct allegations were running rampant on Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Naturally, people turned to those who were closest to him for answers. The media would ask Raven a lot about this, no matter how much she dodged the questions.
Right, and like leave that lady alone. Like she had to live through that and do all that stuff. Leave her alone. Why y'all asking her all these questions? She got to live her own life. You're harassing this lady.
They were fishing for a juicy story.
Right.
How do you feel right now about Bill Cosby and his current situation?
Justice to a man who put me in the game. I'm torn.
So you kind of
I'm
just
trying to do this show right now,
Yeah, that's
and
your
that's
focus.
going to work it out. I want everybody who deserves justice to get justice.
Right.
She
There you go.
recognizes
See?
how much of an
Perfect answers. Like this lady trying to do her own stuff and y'all bombarding her with questions that ain't nothing to do with her.
impact he had on her career, and wishes the best for the victims, but she, despite not remembering much of that time in her life, has nothing but positive experiences to share. Her parents said she needed something to fall back on, despite only being 7 years old, in case acting didn't
she
work.
could fall back on being a child, you know. She could fall back on being a regular human being.
Out. So they got her a record deal with UMG and released a full studio album in 1993. Here's to New Dreams, a 10-track album that sold 75,000 units. The lead single
That's a
was
lot.
That's What Little Girls Are Made
A
Of,
lot
which
for physical sales and records.
accompanied a music video. The track actually peaked at number 68 on the Billboard Hot 100. She performed and worked on this album at night after full days of shooting The Cosby
That's
Show.
crazy. At night, after 4 days of shooting, like let this girl be a child.
Likely putting in 12 to 18-hour work days before even having a conscious brain.
She worked
After The
more
Cosby
than
Show
a lot
ended,
of
Raven immediately landed another
adults
role
do.
as Nicole Lee in ABC's Hangin' with Mr. Cooper, another sitcom that ran from 1992 to 1997.
That's why a lot of these child actors go through what they go through. And you know what I'm talking about.
Airing immediately after Full House, Raven had back-to-back consistent and successful sitcom jobs that were seen by millions. On top of these 3 major projects, she did one-off
She is an
episodes, TV
icon.
movies, and feature films like The Little Rascals and Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy and Chris Rock. Raven was already a legend by middle school.
That's
where
crazy.
things started to change. Raven had a double life. She actually went to public school at Webb Bridge Middle School.
Now y'all got this girl. Let me calm down. You have this young lady. Millions and millions of people watch her every week. Now, every week. You know people crazy. Why would you have her in public school? Now, I'm not saying private is better or for here or there. But why would you have her in public school? Why? That's just... That's unsafe.
And then North Springs
For
High School
someone
on the
like
north
her.
side of Atlanta.
Now, if it's
So
me, well, shoot. I can't even say that because it's crazy people going up shooting up schools. So I can't even say whether you're going to be safe or not in public school. But, I mean, still, she famous. Like, why would you have her in public school? I would, like, if you wanted her to make friends and stuff, okay, I understand. But then you got to find another way to be able to do that for someone of her in her role. Get her home school, but like you don't have to actually be at home. You know what I'm saying? But she probably wanted to be at home as much as she working, but y'all could go. They could went somewhere and schooled her and like that. Like, I don't know, because I'm not famous and I'm not rich, so I don't know. But I know I wouldn't have my daughter in public school. It means folks watching her every week.
After she was on TV for most of her life, she
No
got
one- she
thrown
got
into
some
public
money.
school with a bunch of normal kids. Going to public school could have been a huge reason why she didn't spiral out of control. Experiencing what
true.
the average childhood is like and being able to blend in with and understand people your age.
But are you truly still gonna be an average child? Because everybody in that school probably knew who she was.
Gives you a sense of stability, whereas most child stars grow up in the Hollywood bubble and are so out of touch with the rest of society, leading them to say and do wild things. Raven's public school experience
Wild
was
thing.
not perfect. Kids were seeing her on TV and then using that image against her.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you have to act like this. You have to dress like this. You must be this character that I see on TV. Who are you?
That's what
Raven
I'm saying.
didn't
People
know
act
who
like they can't separate the two, which is not hard to do.
she really was, causing her to struggle with her identity at a young age, which after saying that out loud sounds pretty normal. Like, weren't we all struggling with discovering who we really
Right,
are
it's a struggle for everybody.
versus what other kids thought of us?
Right.
Did what I was
Everybody
told,
go
but then
through it
behind
and
the
went through
scenes
that.
ate. because looking back, that was the only thing that I could really control.
I love this hairstyle she got going on.
Only thing that I had for myself. My clothes were picked. The words I was saying out of my mouth were someone else's or practiced multiple times.
Raven resorted to food to escape. It was the only choice she had. They took all of her choices away. When she started gaining weight, managers, producers, and even family told her that she needs to maintain her weight.
1 second. And don't back. Had to take that phone call real quick. Let's get it.
She needs to upkeep an image for TV. But almost all of us at some point need to focus on maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Luckily today, we have Easy Toned, which makes it possible to get an intense workout done at home or anywhere you go as little as 15 minutes a day. I don't like going to the gym, nor do I want to pay a membership fee. From my living room, I can use the Easy Resistance Bands with up to 200 pounds of resistance to do my workouts. The Easy Bar is high quality and simple to attach the bands to. Unfortunately, I don't look like this. Luckily, I can use as little as 20 to 30 pounds of resistance. But y'all can go up to 200 pounds. I work from home, so I do a lot of sitting down. Leaving my house can interrupt my workflow. Now, whenever I need a quick break, I can just attach my door anchor, easy grip handles, and get a gym quality workout in just 15 minutes. It all comes in this small portable box and ready to travel wherever you go. Get your Easy Bar today and get a full body workout literally wherever you want. Just click the link in the description and use Patrick20 at checkout for 20% off your order. Her career slowed down just a little bit at the end of the 90s. She had an animated show role and starred in Dr. Dolittle 2. Then she would land the most defining role of her career, That's So Raven.
That's So Right.
Originally called The Future Is On Me, with lead character Dawn Baxter. Raven originally auditioned for the role of the best friend Chelsea. She was so good and embodied the role so well that they changed the lead character's name to Raven.
Yeah, like, she played that. That was her. Raven was her. Her was Raven.
The title of the show. Michael Poirier is the creator of the show. He also created Hannah Montana. He also changed the lead character's name to Miley since Miley Cyrus fit the role so well. Basically, he's really into giving these children identity problems. Raven Baxter is a psychic high school student that allows her to see visions of the future. Often the plot revolves around Raven trying to prevent this vision from happening because she didn't like the outcome. Usually she miscalculates the events, which gets her, her friends, or family into even more trouble. Raven's two best friends, Chelsea and Eddie, are the only ones that know about her abilities and act as her confidants throughout the show. Raven was able to shine brighter than ever before. Her comedic timing was great. Her physical comedy and insane character disguises were brilliant. She could be considered the best all-around star at
another
Disney.
ad. Lord, Patrick.
Hey, do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there?
Yeah.
I don't need that about
This was the Disney Channel's first multi-camera sitcom, and it was reported to be the highest rating original program in the network's history.
Yo, that's crazy.
The first episode debuted to 3.6 million viewers and averaged over 3 million viewers per episode for the next 4 years. The show and cast were nominated for various awards over 50 times. They wrote junior novels that were printed into books based around.
She's a... Yo, she got a lot of awards
on this show. They made several handheld video games.
Nah, I ain't never seen no That's So Raven video game. How did that work? I'm gonna have to watch a gameplay because I ain't never seen that
show. Game Boy and DS games that hit stores and actually had decent reviews from fans.
That don't even look like her.
Nominated for 2 Emmys. This show was a redefining moment for Disney. At the same time of doing her own wildly successful show, she also became a member of the Cheetah Girls. Raven, Adrienne Bailon, Keely Williams.
They had a movie and everything for the Cheetah Girls.
Sabrina Bryan were a fictional pop group that turned into a real group. It's a pretty weird story. It actually started as a fictional book series written by Deborah Gregory.
Cheetah Girls was a book series? I missed out on a lot. What the world was I doing? Probably playing outside somewhere.
1999, about 3 girls who wanted to pursue a music career and take over the world. The Cheetah Girls series consisted of 12 books before the movie
12
came out.
books?
Book series
yeah,
becoming
and
movies
I never
is
heard
nothing
that.
new. However, the Disney Channel was taking a risk on making a movie about a story they didn't create. The risk paid off.
Really? And many movies they done, well, that was back then. I was about to say many movies they done made out of books from books they didn't. I mean, come on now.
2003, the Cheetah Girls movie premiered to 6.5
They took
million
that and ran
viewers,
with it.
sold 800,000 DVD copies, and the soundtrack went 2 times platinum. The girls signed to Hollywood Records, which is Disney's record.
Look at those chairs. Whoa. I said, they said black chair with the netting. They said those weren't. They said those were good chairs, but they weren't good chairs. And they said it's good for back support, but it's not really too comfortable. But the other chairs I ain't never seen before in my life. The back is crazy.
Label. Raven was also working on her own solo music career. That's So Raven's soundtrack sold 500,000 copies. Her album This Is My Time sold 235,000 copies and peaked at number 51 on the Billboard Hot 200. The group was kind of doomed from the beginning. The four girls have fictional names: Galleria, Chanel,
Galleria. Are you serious? Galleria.
Dorinda, and Aqua. Raven would
Galleria and Aqua.
Movies and sing the songs, but would not tour with the group for some reason. She did some live performances, but was inconsistent due to her being incredibly busy with That's So Raven and her own music career. I just can't imagine how strong a group and brand could be when
time she had to allocate to each thing. Like, she probably had that lady probably got 2 hours of sleep a day.
One of their members, especially the most famous one, is barely in their performances. The Cheetah Girls brand continued to thrive throughout the years. The second soundtrack went platinum and debuted at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 200. The second movie generated over $19 million. But by the third movie, Raven was out of the group.
I didn't even know they had a third movie. I remember one movie and that was it. And I don't even think I watched it all the way through.
Caused internal struggles, and they slowly faded away. Raven wanted to retire at 18. She was exhausted from literally carrying the entire Disney Channel on her back, having 2 major roles, and I didn't even mention that she was voicing Monique on Kim Possible for 5 years.
Where was I when all of this happened? I didn't know she was the voice for Monique, and I didn't know she did a lot of this stuff. But I watched a lot of stuff. See, that's how much she was doing. I watched so much stuff with her in it. And half the stuff I don't even know about. And that goes to show you how much work she put in.
Which was one of the network's biggest animated series at the time. She was constantly trying to keep up with what other people wanted of her, speaking other people's words, wearing clothes that other people picked out. She even used to tan in a tanning bed 3 to 4 times per week because she thought she would be prettier if she was darker skinned. She didn't stop until a lighting technician asked her,
lighting guys came up. I love him to death. I love him. Oh my goodness. He goes, Raven, I need you to stop tanning. You're getting too dark, and we have to relight the whole entire show.
So now she couldn't even decide her own.
She got so dark that they had to relight the whole show because she was tanning so much. It's so important to have self-confidence and be comfortable in your own skin. But in order to do that, you have to know who you are. And that poor baby did not know who she was.
Own skin tone because it would inconveniently change the lighting of the set. Her weight fluctuated a lot. Interviewers, blogs, media outlets were constantly talking about her body. She fell into a depression trying to live up to these beauty standards.
And you know what? A lot of people be like, oh yeah, you lost weight. Ooh, yeah, you look good, girl. Sometimes that's not a good thing. Fluctuating weight is not a good thing. Just because you lost some weight, that doesn't mean automatically a good thing.
Her struggles, she became a representation and role model for black women who were a little bigger without realizing it. So it was a double-edged sword. When she was 23, That's So Raven was over. Kim Possible was over. She left the Cheetah Girls. Her final solo album was released. She slowed down a lot, finally got some sense of normalcy back into her life, but wanted to pursue more adult roles.
She had the money to do it.
Disney. She landed a role on the ABC sitcom State of Georgia in 2011. She lost 70 pounds for this role, which got everyone's attention. The show executives wanted her to be thicker, so they padded her outfits and essentially made her wear fat suits to match the body type they envisioned for her. So she finally lost all this weight, and then they wanted her to be bigger. The first episode premiered to 1.3 million viewers as it was her first lead in 4 years. The last episode premiered to 600,000, which was a 56% decline in viewership. The show got canceled after 1 season, and this would be her last Hollywood role for a long time. But in true Raven fashion, she predicted her future in 2011.
What do you think you want to do?
I want to produce, I want to create, I want to give other people a chance to be on, I want to paint.
He didn't say, what do you want to do, or what are you going to do? He said, what do you think you want to do?
I want to move out of the country.
She took some time off from the spotlight.
Me too.
Got an art degree, and successfully made it out of Disney without an addiction, a criminal record, or a wild phase. When Supreme Court...
That was a lot of shade you threw, Patrick. That was a lot of shade, my guy.
Court overturned the Defense of Marriage Act in 2013. Various U.S. states legalized gay marriage. I can finally get married. Yay, government. So proud of you.
And now they
This was
trying
the
to
first step of
overturn
Raven introducing to the world who she really was, but it wasn't immediately accepted by everyone.
Of course
I want to
not.
be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Even Oprah gave her a
People
second.
love labels, and they love to take away your equality. They give you this sense of freedom, but are you truly free? That's a conversation for another video and another day.
Chance to explain because she knew everyone was going to explode over that comment. Raven got eviscerated online for saying she does not identify as African American.
This is Blankos, the free-to-play multiplayer game where you can unlock, earn, and sell NFTs.
If you say someone is African American, you are insinuating that they are black. Raven says there's a difference.
I never said I wasn't black. I said I wasn't African American. And to me, that's a difference.
But then she proceeds to say that she is from every continent in Africa. She meant country.
I am from every continent in Africa except for one.
So if your family has genetic ties to Africa but has been living in America since its inception, that quite literally makes her African American. But there seems to be 3 different responses to her comment. I don't label myself. I'm an American. This one being the less deep argument and almost belittling her. Being American is a label. Basically everyone and everything has a label to a degree. I get what she's saying. White people do not say I am a German American or Irish American or European American, etc. So why do black people have to be in a different category? The problem with no labels is that if you don't have a label, how do you form a community? Whose rights are you fighting for? Labels are necessary to form a community, create solidarity, and fight for the rights of that group. Something to also be considered is that Raven has never been able to speak her true feelings and her true opinions. She was trained by Disney and her publicists to answer questions in a very specific way. Once you drop those restrictions, you realize how hard it is to properly convey your thoughts and emotions.
That is true.
The backlash didn't send her into hiding. It made her want to talk more.
Raven Symone is now permanently.
She said, come on, Ray Ray.
Raven got a permanent spot on The View, which is daytime television where a panel of women discuss news, pop culture, hot topics, controversial topics, etc. She wanted to be known for her thoughts, her feelings, her opinions, not someone else's that wrote them and she recited them. But she found out over and over again that people did not like her thoughts.
And I am very discriminatory against words like the ones that they were saying in those names. I'm not about to hire you if your name is Watermelon Andrea. It's just not gonna happen.
She did apologize.
Don't come in my bro Trey Melvin. Don't come in my bro.
My comments about discrimination have spun out of control. I've been denied many jobs because of my skin color, body size, and age. Each time I was rejected, my self-esteem was negatively affected. So I empathize with those who feel victimized by what I said.
The only thing about stuff she has said is the fact that she isn't properly conveying her thoughts in a fashion that won't, like, I don't want to say offend people, but so in a fashion that people will understand what she's trying to say versus taking it out of context, basically.
As an equal opportunity employer, I have never discriminated against
a lot of people,
even though I said I would. It's not true. My comment was in poor taste.
Not Michelle Obama. Michelle, don't fire me from this right now, but some people look like animals. Is that rude?
The girl was told multiple times
To get off of her
to
phone.
get off the phone. There's no right or reason for him to be doing this type of harm. That's ridiculous. But at the same time, you got to follow the rules in school. First of all, why are there cell phones in school? I'm doing an interview with someone, and the producer of this show, can I touch you, Joy, or should I do it to somebody?
Please don't.
Okay, I'm not going to hurt you. She goes like this, move, get Kendall, get out of the way.
What's the one beauty product that you can't live without? You're busy, you're on
Let ask you not to touch her.
The View, you're always working.
Elizabeth Arden, 8-hour queen.
Oh, that's okay. Someone's more important, so I'm
Oh, sorry.
It seemed like Raven would miss the mark a lot when trying to give her opinions. She doesn't seem to have ill intent, but in a live setting, while also having time restrictions, it's hard to get your point across effectively. Other people do look at this as a positive. They see Raven as someone who's willing to say whatever she feels, despite the backlash. One thing we definitely can tell is that she doesn't have a filter. There's no dancing around what she wants to say, which is rare. Her time spent on the talk show was short-lived because she got a
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad though.
Huge opportunity to executive produce and act in a That's So Raven spinoff called Raven's Home. The show is about Raven Baxter as an adult with 2 kids. Her and her best friend Chelsea are both single divorced mothers living together. She learns that one of her children, Booker, has psychic visions just like her. The show premiered on the Disney Channel in 2017 to 3.5 million viewers. It has been highly regarded since the humor aged with the audience. Sure, it's still a kid's show, but there's plenty of adult humor that the original audience can enjoy. It is now in its 5th season, making it almost as long as the original.
With their children, and it's a lot more, like they said, child-friendly.
Series. She also had a 5-year-long role in the popular series Black-ish as Rhonda Johnson, also voice acting on Big City Greens. On top of that, she is now married to her wife Miranda Madej. They have a pretty low-key YouTube channel where they talk about their relationship, their lifestyle, and really all the same things a typical YouTube vlog would consist of. She also has released 3 albums independently that have some really good songs on there. Raven is 36 and is a 30-year veteran.
36? Made me feel old. I'm 26. Just turned 26 on the 27th, actually. And she made me feel old. I was watching her
in Hollywood. While her words may have changed people's opinions of her and may have gotten her into trouble, those controversies are extremely mild compared to her counterparts. Her career and accolades speak volumes about her immense talent and drive to accomplish what she sets her mind to. She redefined Disney and paved the way for many stars after her. She's also the first of her generation with a successful reboot. We will see how many follow her lead. She stopped caring about what other people think. She stopped working for other people. She stopped speaking other people's words and ideas and focused on herself. Her legacy and impact is stamped forever. And I'm sure that bank account is looking pretty nice too. She seems to be happier and healthier than ever. If you're wondering why I never mentioned her alleged relationship with co-star Orlando Brown, that's because I made this whole video about it.
Okay, made
so
his ass. That it? Alright. Listen, Patrick, you hit the mark over and over again like you always do, my guy. And you know what? Raven done been through a lot. She done worked a lot. She done had people tell her who she's supposed to be, who she not supposed to be, what she's supposed to say, what she not supposed to say. Sorry about that. My camera died on me actually. But listen, my social media is in the description below. I hope y'all support Raven because she doing her thing. She doing her what they call her thug fizzle. She doing it. She getting her mental health together. She doing little stuff here and there. And she having fun with it. It's like, go look at her TikTok if you don't believe me. But I'll see y'all later, like I said. And I hope y'all follow my guy. Peace.